All right, what's up, YouTube? Today, Jatori and I are gonna be doing the WWE Raw preview for tonight. Um, so basically, the show opened up for those of you who haven't watched Raw as of yet. Drew McIntyre comes out, talks about Goldberg, his match against him. Miz and Morrison comes out, talk about how they're gonna cash in and all that good stuff. Then after then. Goldberg music hits. Goldberg comes down to the ring, of course, and tell Drew McIntyre, it's going to be him versus him this Sunday. So it was a pretty cool segment. But the first match of the show was Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler. So that match kind of escalated, to like three matches, three of the same people at one time. And it was a let's say so we're gonna do our review over Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler until Lacey Evans and Nia Jax, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke comes out to interfere in the match, and then Shayna Baszler gets counted out by trying to push Auska to the ring apron, trying to get back in the ring, and then during the commercial break, the match just end up being getting restarted over. And so my rating over that, it could have been a whole lot better than restart the match over three different times. I would give this right here, I would give that match, like I'll say about a two. It was an okay match, but then again, I just don't like the way they tried to throw this match in so many different ways when they could have other matches, but they probably didn't have nobody. So it is what it is. So what's your viewpoint on that, Jatori?
Uh, as far as the match between Shayna and Charlotte, I give that match a two on the simple fact I know they could have pushed Shayna as a much better wrestler, just like when she first showed up into the WWE.
Right,
Uh,
right.
they just pushed Charlotte too hard, like she's this dominant force, and she could be a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not hating on Charlotte, but the thing is, when you push Shayna as a dominant force when she first joined the wrestling company, you can't just take it from her in one day and never give her a single run never again. So it makes it look like a stupid ploy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean the
so
match.
like a
It,
yeah,
it was
so
it was just bad over so many different levels, in my opinion, because like you just can't keep restarting matches. Like tonight's Raw was, it was pretty sorry in my opinion. Just because they had two like three different sets of matches. Like nobody wants to see that, honestly.
right. And so like I said, that's just a maybe a 2.5. Then on the restart, just because of the interference between Nia Jax and then you got Brooks and Dana coming down because they want to get put their nose in it. I would think that they getting sick of getting beat up on. Um, the storyline's getting boring. The
Yeah,
storyline the storyline is getting so boring. Like they need to literally just kill it out. They either want to put it into a squash match to either where let Dana get hurt because that's where it's either somebody needs to either get hurt or they need to put in a squash match where okay the winner then whoever wins go their separate ways. Simple as that because it's getting old for the fans. The fans are getting sick of seeing this same old match over and over and over.
right. Yeah, and I agree with you on that. I rather see like other matches, something something that I would want to be interested in, not something that's been replayed over and over, such as like a Auska versus a Charlotte. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Like it gets very played out. So
And I was kind of happy to finally see, Nia to Nia Jax be a dominant force like she was when she was a woman champion. But the thing is, she was still. You could tell that she was rough with the you know, rough with the women
yeah,
wrestling.
but
She,
yeah,
she,
did you see what Nia Jax did, dude? Like she freaking almost planted Mandy Rose through that floor, or was that Dana Brooke?
I think that was Dana Brooke. So
She
I won't.
slammed her so dang hard, man.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't be surprised she got a concussion. Like so, like I wouldn't be surprised also if somebody talked to her at the end of the show about how she got planted on her back of her head. It was crazy. It was
right.
this wasn't no regular choke slam. This was just like some off the wall stuff. Like she was on her period and she was mad at the world.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So after all that good stuff, you guys, they like I said, they had multiple matches. It was a 6 woman match, another 6 woman match. Then they had, that main match, but they interfered. So they had Retribution's Slapjack versus Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, of course, won by the Shining Wizard, and but after then, Mustafa Ali tells T Bar to go around the other side, and he stood up. T Bar stood up on the apron, but then again, Xavier Woods, outsmarted him. So after then, Retribution slap Jack, gets a chair. They was about, they kind of beat down at Xavier Woods and all that good stuff, you guys. And basically, so yeah, basically after then, Mustafa Ali was like, well, I'm entering myself into the Royal Rumble. Give Kofi Kingston, he was telling him to give Kofi Kingston, this this message and all that stuff. But my opinion on Retribution, I'll have to say like it that's not like a actual real group that should be terrifying. And so I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, the group is just horrible. I mean,
that
I
that
haven't.
pack that package is horrible, and all. Like I said, Slapjack, he's horrible. Like I say, if he wins, it's because somebody interfered. But like I say, if he when he wrestles in single matches, he loses. I mean, it was predictable that he was going to lose that match. Uh, the other two
I would have thought I
are the
definitely would have thought he would have won. Like, that
nah.
surprised me.
I know he was going to lose that match. I and Mason and T Bar, they're the strongmen out the group.
But yeah,
And
but T-Bar is better, than Mesa, in my opinion.
like I said, if you can even tell if they form a tag team, just like when they did the choke slam, that would be a great tag team move. If if they leave Retribution, they got their own tag team package right there. It's crazy how they want to keep this Retribution together. I don't agree with it. Like I
But
said, maybe after Royal Rumble they'll break this up. I don't know, but it needs to get broken up, or Mustafa Ali need to figure out that maybe it's me.
hey, we got a comment. We got a comment in from Miles. He said, "If Ali can win the Rumble, then that'll give some momentum." I mean, it would in a lot of different standpoints, but there are a lot of superstars that saying they're gonna win, they're gonna win, they're gonna win. Only person I can see that can actually win this thing, I would have to say possibly Big E. Then again, possibly maybe even a returning of Seth Rollins or something. I
You
mean,
want you want
I
to know
mean,
why I don't think he
then
can.
oh damn, Brian.
You
Wait, go
want
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why Mustafa Ali ain't gonna win. One, the New Day is gonna be in the Royal Rumble, so that means Big E he's gonna take up for his friend. He's gonna take up for us. He's gonna be like, I seen everything that you've been doing, cause and so he gonna and all that stuff that Retribution been talking about the New Day. You
Right,
notice Big E still says, um, you can't get no secrets about the New Day from me, even though that he left the New Day. So when he gets in the Royal Rumble, Xavier Woods gonna be in the Royal Rumble. More
right,
likely, just because you have a broken jaw, broken bones heal quickly within a month.
man. I can
So
imagine
he,
walking around with a broken jaw.
so so he, you gotta realize, Drew McIntyre, he had a broken jaw.
Right,
He- Xavier Woods, I mean, Kofi Kingston might be in the Royal Rumble, and he ain't said nothing.
man. That man, that's really gonna that that's really gonna be a surprise to see to see if Kofi Kingston is definitely going to be in there, because
And
if he does, I mean, it'll be surprising because Kofi Kingston, is the perfect person in the Royal Rumble simply because why I say that every Royal Rumble he always doing
he
something,
does something spectacular.
yeah, and
Yeah,
no,
so,
I
and you
mean,
know they ain't going,
jumping in the chair and all that,
right, and you know they ain't going to keep him out the Royal Rumble because he does that. That's what he does.
right,
That's what
man.
Naomi's known for, and that's what Kobe Kingston's known for. So
Maybe, hey,
I want to be surprised that Naomi comes back then.
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm definitely thinking. If she definitely does come back, that would definitely that would be something, like I said, something to be very different.
Cause you remember last year she jumped on the broadcast table. Yeah, she jumped
Man.
on the broadcast table and then jumped onto the steps and then got back in the ring. I remember that. I remember that. It did fooled everybody.
All right, Miles, he got something posted here. He says, hopefully Shinsuke wins the Rumble, but yeah, I'm thinking the surprise, like, because I told him I'm thinking this it could be a surprise person, for the women's Rumble, and he said Kofi really should win a Rumble before he retires as well. Uh, shoot, man, what I definitely could see is like, what if Sheamus win?
Sheamus already won one.
I mean, what if he like wins and faces Drew McIntyre finally of a match that we were kind of looking for, of having Drew McIntyre face his best friend. But then again, like I said earlier in my other videos, I wanted to see Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. That'd be a great match for Mania. But he's on SmackDown.
Well, really, the thing about Royal Rumble is if you win, you get to face whoever you want to face on
Right.
whoever, whatever brand. So it's basically a contract for a brand switch if you want it,
Well,
because
yeah.
it's as WrestleMania and it's like, okay, I want to face this opponent. So it's kind of a brand switch if you want to.
Right. Well, that was so yeah, so after then you guys, the next thing that happened on Raw, even though if y'all probably did watch it already, backstage there was Matt Riddle, R Truth, R Truth acting as, his normal self, and just being our
Or
truth.
truth.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh, let's see. Colby said, "What do y'all think about the AEW keep beating WWE in ratings?" Um, I mean, I really hope that AEW does get more, TV shows like like they have a. I mean, you already know they got AEW Dark, then AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Hopefully, they can have a Friday night AEW or something like that. Come out very soon. Well, within years to come, because they just got the TV deal last year. So I mean, I think AEW is, it's a good company and everything, and WWE is kind of keeping everything PG because kids watch. And so, if you want real wrestling, AEW is the place to go. If you want to see something for entertainment, then WWE is another place to go. So yeah, AEW is doing, pretty well.
uh,
So go ahead.
I'm kind of, I'm happy that WWE got competition because now they can't say, you know, do the same thing over and over and over and over. Now,
Right.
even though they're doing the same thing over and over, and that's what's costing them their views. If they don't get it under hand and in control, yeah, AEW gonna win every time. AEW, and then next thing you're gonna know, Impact's gonna beat them out because since they're
Man,
in
you can't let
and
you can't let Impact beat you. If you let
yeah, and
Impact beat you, you just
If Impact beats them, then yeah, WWE is gonna be in trouble. A lot of people gonna notice that WWE is in trouble. Cause I'm happy that Sting's helping them with wrestling, signing wrestlers and stuff like that. I'm happy that hardcore wrestling is back in AEW, and it's kind of like the old WCW.
yep
But
on TNT.
but don't get me wrong, I don't want it to bring back too much of the old WCW because I was around when the old WCW went to the trash. I was around then, yeah, so but I'm happy that AEW views are beating WWE.
All
Now
right, Miles got. Oh,
I
go
do
ahead,
miss the attitude era of WWE, so
man.
I
Who
want to
you,
say that too.
man? Yep, but it's all going downhill. Miles said they can have Sheamus win a chamber match to qualify. And he said Seth Rollins already lost to Drew for the title at Money in the Bank. It was a great match as well. Wouldn't mind seeing it again. I mean, yeah, I would want to see that match, but I mean, it's okay to see Sheamus and Drew McIntyre because those two are like they're like just great. I mean, they're just great. Then again, I got another question. Do you think Riddle will beat Bobby Lashley? Yeah, I think so. I think Lashley. I'm thinking he's gonna drop that United States Championship to Riddle, and possibly shoot, possibly some kind of way move to SmackDown or something, and maybe start a feud with Roman Reigns. I mean, who knows?
I believe that he's gonna drop the belt, but I don't think he's gonna be leaving to SmackDown very soon
Right.
because I think his next feud is gonna be with probably Keith Lee to see who's the strongest. Because you gotta realize his last time he ran into Keith Lee, he tried to put that hurt lock on him on Keith Lee,
Oh
and
yeah, I remember that.
it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So I would love to see that. And as far as Sheamus and Drew, those that would be a slobber knocker, a nice. I would like to see that too. I would like to see that for the title. Two Irishmen going at it back and forth. I don't know if it would end up well. I know somebody will get hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody get tired and hurt, and I don't think one of them will be happy. One of them will be happy the one that dropped the belt or win the belt. So I don't think it's gonna be no friendly handshake.
Gotcha. All right. So next thing that happened on Raw was let's see, Sheamus versus John Morrison. I mean, I give that match a 5 star on that one simply because Sheamus put up a good fight against Morrison. Morrison actually looked great during that match. It looked like when he was in Lucha Underground at the time. And Sheamus, he was like, that strong, like Celtic warrior, that warrior type guy. And so with him doing, with Sheamus doing all that fighting that he did tonight on Raw. And then I know Miz said to himself, look at his friend Morrison and look at Sheamus go at it. I want to jump in and, fight for my life like they were doing. And so, like I said, I give that match a 5 star, and it can have not been any better than that. I would have thought Keith Lee would have came out, but then again, that match was just perfect. Whoever came up with that match did a great job on that one.
Well, I give that a 4.5. And as far as first let me start with the Morrison and Sheamus match. I'll give that
Yep.
a 3.5. A 3.5. Cause Morrison looked great. He looked great. He looked like he's still in. I told you he could do a singles run. I don't know why they still got that partnership going on, but it is what it is. As far as the little three-way match,
Right.
I didn't really like it because it seems like Miz can't win a match by herself. But Morrison still looked great, still athletic. Sheamus, he put on a battle. Like I said, I think they're gonna push him in a single story, and they're gonna like I think he's gonna be going up against Drew. He's gonna be going up against Drew soon.
Man, I
They might be putting it off for a little bit, but then
right.
since there's not that many people on the roster anymore, but
Man,
I think when Braun Strowman come back, he might go up against Drew when he ain't injured. Other than that, yeah, I think there's going to be Sheamus because they
got
had
it.
Keith Lee. Keith Lee already went against Drew a couple times, like what, almost 4 times back to back. So yeah, so
Right. Got a
he's
question. Yeah, got a
go ahead.
question here from Kobe. He says, "Do you guys think do you guys think certain guys show leave WWE and go back to their old promotions, such as like Daniel Bryan goes back to Ring of Honor?" Um, I mean, Daniel Bryan, I'm thinking he's probably gonna, retire from professional wrestling and just work backstage as he normally does. And I think if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Jatori, you told me that he was a producer or something like that backstage for Smack. I know he was a writer, but as it was a producer. So do you think
Well, he
what you think?
uh Daniel Bryan, he's a producer and a writer, just like Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, makes sense.
So soon as his little contracts up, he says he wants to be a part time, but he wants to be more with his family. That's why he's more participant with his backstage, and he's been losing all these matches. He's trying to put over, the younger wrestlers, which most wrestlers should do, put over the younger generation and teach them.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Triple H. all of them did. They were supposed to teach the younger generation, not the younger
Right.
generation young by they learn by themselves and make all these mistakes.
Right.
It,
No, I feel you on that one. And he really did do a do a phenomenal job, like with him being, I mean, with him losing, these past couple weeks or whatever. I mean, he even let Cesaro put him over. That was a surprise. And Cesaro, I mean, it would be a surprise to me if Cesaro does, win the Rumble. Could possibly, who knows? The way a lot of people thinking that Dan Bryan is going to win, but then again, WWE always throw that curveball. Anytime we think that Dan Bryan's going to win, or if we think that Big E's going to win, they try to change it every single second as soon as they know that us as wrestling fans know what's going on behind the curtain, because there's always someone back there leaking out news.
yeah. Well, you know about that Daniel Bryan winning the Royal Rumble. I don't know all about that. Like I said, I ain't gonna never guarantee on Daniel Bryan winning the Royal Rumble on the simple fact he had a long run out as a Royal Rumble in a Royal Rumble. He's one of the longest running participants in the Royal Rumble. So he, they might chalk that up as in, hey, you should use that as one of your resumes on your career. Uh, you're getting older. You might we need to put over one of these younger wrestlers to win the Royal Rumble, because you're probably gonna retire anyways. They need to hold the belt if
It
you're gonna
doesn't even
retire.
it doesn't
So
even it doesn't even seem like Daniel Bryan actually been there like very long. Like it's just going too fast, in my opinion.
well, you got to think about he was in Nexus.
Yeah, it don't seem like it was long though. Like, jeez, it just flew by too man. It just flew by too fast.
yeah, well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, he was in Nexus. He was there from get go.
Shoot.
Yeah, he was there from the original Nexus, and then they broke up, and then he started his great run.
Right. So so yeah, that match with Miz and Morrison. The 2-on-1 handicap match. Miz tried to go for the Pele, not Miz. Morrison tried to go for the Pele kick. Sheamus ducks and Bro kicks Morrison. Then Miz hit the skull crushing finale. So that's how that match ended. If you guys didn't see it, which most of you guys have already. There was the MVP lounge. They talk about their success within the company. All three of the other just found. Let's see. Just found out Mr. McMahon's brother passed. Oh, I didn't know Mr. McMahon had a brother. Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, his brother passed. I thought they said Mr. McMahon.
I didn't know he passed, but yeah, I know he had a brother.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a brother at all. Wow. What his brother passed. But so yeah, the Hurt Business basically got MVP, necklace that says I well T THB, and Archer comes out and asking about his birthday and all that stuff, and Bob Lashley tells him to come down to the ring, and then he was going to give him his birthday present, and then that's when all the other people starts to run out behind R Truth, and then they get beat up by the Hurt Business. And but they had a necklace for MVP. It looked it pretty, it looked it pretty nice and all that good stuff, you guys. And you know, whatever. So after all that stuff that happened on Raw, there was Lacey Evans and Ric Flair. They were seen, in I guess the dressing room possibly, and so Lacey Evans was asking, um, you know, Ric Flair, how to get out of this move. And then he was like, well, you do like this. Charlotte opens the door and, sees them there. And so, like you said, Tori, in our Raw preview or whatever, that, you were going to see something where Charlotte's going to get up in her dad's face and say some stuff. So basically, yep, that's what she did. So there was AJ Styles versus R Truth. AJ Styles wins by hitting the calf crusher. Match wasn't really long at all. I have to give that match a two. Simple fact is because R-Truth plays around a lot. I wish they would get him a different gimmick and not the one where he was smoking a cigarette last time. Um, but give him a gimmick to where he's actually like really wrestling and not acting like he's not acting like he normally does now. So I know it's for the children purposes, but with him being that old, I would expect him to, be fighting like Apollo or something like that. So what's your take over the AJ Styles versus R Truth match, and how could it have been better though, Jatori?
Uh, my opinion on it is, our truth is had m- had more championships than anybody in the whole company. Thanks to WWE. But the thing is, he's too old now. It's just time for him either to be a manager or chill at commentary like he been doing. This gimmick that they got him on make him look ridiculous because he has a great background, to be honest. If you actually
Right.
look at his past history as a wrestler, it was great. Some of it was gimmicky, but his gimmick actually had him winning. But now it's old because he's older, where you can't put him at risk with his gimmick. So it's like a lose, win, lose. It depends how you want to look at it. It's like the title that he has. Who really wants the title? You see wrestlers come out of nowhere trying to chase after a big green stop sign or green go light or whatever you want to call it, because it looks so weird. Cause I forgot who brought that. Oh, it was Nick Foley that introduced that belt, and then next thing you know, Nick Foley's gone out the company. I mean, I don't even think Nick Foley likes that title.
Yeah, I guess I guess most people like it or whatever, but in my opinion, I don't, because they did the same thing with the hardcore title. And I remember seeing the match you guys with what's the name, that guy with one eye goes this way and one eye goes that way, as the Rock said. But that was oh yeah, Perry Saturn. And
Yeah,
it was him and Al Snow. They were fighting backstage, and the referee came, and
I
Perry
rem-
Saturn.
I remember the original hardcore belt, and what it was the
I think
world
ugly.
championship. No, what it was is the WWF title, and what they did is they uh they broke it with a sledgehammer doing yeah, and then they they put tape around it, and they called it the hardcore title ever since.
That was that is just crap. I tell you, man, like that is just.
Yeah, if you look at it, you look at it real close, it's the WWF title.
I'm gonna take a look at it.
Yeah, I remember when they did that in the Attitude Era. Yeah, I forgot who did it though. It was I want to say Mankind did it, but yeah, he broke it with a sledgehammer or something, and it smashed it all up.
That is crazy. But um, but yeah, you guys. Next thing they had on here was, Orton comes up on the screen, and he talks about Alexa Bliss, and what she did to him and all that good stuff, and the way he was the way Orton was looking through the mask up on the screen, like he wanted to get Alexa Bliss back so bad. And so after then it goes on commercial, comes back on. They started with the United States Championship Gauntlet match where Matt Riddle faced Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and Cedric Alexander. First match they had was Matt Riddle versus Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin ends up losing, and Matt Riddle was the winner simply because Cedric Alexander did something. I can't quite remember. He did something, but I know you probably know Jator because I stepped away for one quick second and missed it. But Cedric
It was
Alexander, yeah.
it was the Super Saiyan roll up that cost him the match. Yeah, the roll up 1000.
Oh man, I remember 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Well, it was 2 weeks ago on Raw, and then a week before then, everybody was winning by roll ups, and I was like, man, I'm like, this is the most sorriest Raw I ever seen. I think it was on Raw Reunion, well, Raw Legends Night, excuse me. But then again, then they had Riddle versus MVP. MVP didn't even last 30 seconds, and he tapped out because
And an ankle hold.
yeah, ankle hold. I was about to call it a leg lock. But yeah, he lost too quick. And then after then it was up to Riddle and Cedric Alexander. And Cedric Alexander lost, Riddle won, and he's qualified to go ahead and face Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship, which I know they're going to do it at this Sunday's Royal Rumble. So out of all the matches, I give that MVP versus Riddle match a 0. I give Matt Riddle versus Shelton Benjamin a 1.2, and then I give Riddle versus Cedric Alexander a 1.5. So, cause all the matches suck. I mean, we already know Riddle was gonna win. It was so predictable. So, I mean, Miles said they do too many distraction finishes in WWE TV matches. That's
That's
and the roll
true.
up that that and the roll up pins are very, so yeah, man, I mean they really do a lot of roll ups. Like, man, don't nobody want to see no roll ups like back to back to back. And then like I know WWE heard it from somebody of stop all these roll up pins. And like that gets boring. Like nobody want to see everybody being rolled up. Like, jeez.
I knew somebody was gonna get rolled up after I seen Riddle get beat up half the match. I was like, man, he gonna roll somebody up. Watch. And man, matter of fact, let me see. Matter of fact, he did a modified roll up on Cedric Alexander. I was like, how you roll up two people in the same match?
I don't know, man. It's crazy, dude. The way they, the way I'm glad they actually stopped. That because on Raw, like I said 3 weeks ago, they were doing it back to back to back, and then it was on SmackDown too. And I was like, what is going on here? So yeah, so what's your ratings on this match right here with that little triple threat gauntlet thing. Well, not triple threat, but
Sheesh.
gauntlet match.
As far as the Shelton, I give it a one on a simple fact. How do you get distracted for no reason? I mean, nobody was near the ropes for you to get distracted. He distracted himself. On
I
far as
remember.
MVP, he distracted himself talking to the outside, and then the referee started the ring, the bell, and then he gets mad at the referee. So like it was his fault. like I said, it literally seemed corny to me. It seemed lame. It was like a squash match for the first two wrestlers, and
Yeah,
Cedric Alexander's the one that did most of the work.
yeah.
And I'm gonna give him, just because he did most of the work. I'm gonna give him a 2.5. That's about it.
Okay, okay, okay. Sounds So Miles, what rating would you give that match? Wait till he sends it through, and I'm gonna tell you what he says here. Boom, boom. Raw wasn't a bad show. I mean, it wasn't a bad show tonight or anything. It was
Now I
just
know,
they
I
just
know.
kept redoing matches over. Like, man, that sounds so
Right,
boring.
right. Now that's what irritated me the most. And I'm not saying it was Raw was bad. It's just that they oh yeah, well, one match was over, then they want to say, okay, well, let's redo the match again. I was like, no, come on, let me see a new
They
card. Put some
they
do
did it, dude. They did it too much with the women's match at the beginning of the show. I was like, man, I'm finna turn Raw off and go lay down or something.
I
I was
almost I almost dozed off on it. I was like, man, this woman match is crazy.
yeah, and Nia Jax, big, just being a risk. Like I see like I'm still thinking about how hard she slammed what's her name on the
No,
ring.
that part woke me up. I was like, man, I wonder if she's gonna get up.
Oh
She
man.
got planted in the mat. I was like, is she gonna get up? Because I seen her grabbing the back of her head and everything.
I was like, man, this is this is really crucial right here, dude. Like,
I
how
was
can
like,
you
that's ridiculous. And then she did a leg drop on her. I was like, oh yeah, you hurt now. She did the whole Hulk Hogan leg drop on her. A big thunder.
boy, that was so scary, man. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, man, ain't the choke choke slam was enough? Don't put the leg on it too.
Yeah, man, that was dangerous. So then again, there was Edge, he was just standing there looking like this right here and shit like that. So
Yeah, you know the Edge look with his eyes and eyeballs all open.
yeah, man. Shoot, man, he gave me the chills just sitting there looking like that. I'm like, Edge, you all right? I was
Yeah,
out here just looking at him. And then, he talked like basically Edge, he talked about his injuries. He talked about the matches he won, how he won the Royal Rumble last year, I believe he said, and then on wants to how he wants to enter himself into the Royal Rumble this year. And he said that the cards are stacked very high this year compared to last year's. So I mean, I would definitely would love to kind of. I mean, Edge is a part time. He's like a Goldberg part time, but not as part time as Goldberg. But I mean, I hope they at least give Edge, a stay in for about a good 15 minutes, 20, 30 or something like that, and then, possibly get eliminated. But I mean, we'll see what Edge's gonna do in the Royal Rumble. But I'm ready for to see some surprises, in the Royal Rumble as well. So yep.
I believe that he will still stay in and eliminate a couple people, but I don't think they're gonna give it. He'll win it where he'll. get a chance to for that the championship belt, but
Right.
he'll get like some kind of hard high high card in WrestleMania. I believe
Hmm.
that because they see that, oh, Edge is able to wrestle in Royal Rumble, we shouldn't waste our money and have him sidelined like that because he been gone for what 6 months
Yeah, he's
over
been
on
gone.
for
He's been gone since June. Yeah, been gone
yeah
for quite a
on
while.
injury, and he's supposed to be a part timer. So that's a lot of money that's being wasted when he was
Yeah,
supposed to be wrestling a couple matches this year. So, because he was supposed to be wrestling a couple matches against Randy Orton earlier this year, and
yeah, but
they had to change it because of his injury.
yeah, and they, of course, they rerouted him over to the Fiends. To give Orton something to do.
Right.
But
So
yeah,
I'm
it
happy to hear that surprise that he's gonna be back in the Royal Rumble because they first claimed that he wasn't even gonna be able to make the Royal Rumble.
right. But this match right here, the main event of the night, that it was just weird and it was funny. Then it was weird again, and then it was kind of funny. So Alexa Bliss versus Auska. Auska ends up, well, the song ends up playing to Alexa Goddess, theme song that she had before she turned into Sister Abigail, and she started looking around, and she was like, she like, like she was scared, like she was like, where am I at or whatever like that. And then so she turns back into the evil Alexa, and starts to do that little head thing, and all that stuff. So I mean, after, like after then, you know as what's her name, as she starts to go for that minimal claw on Alexa Bliss, then we see Randy Orton, come rising up and stuff like that. And I was like, what in the world? And Orton ends up RKOing Alexa. I know it's not the only time that we've seen a woman gets RKO'd, but then again, it was pretty shocking to see, like in this year. We've seen Nia Jax got RKO'd before, but it's been about a couple years or so. But it was,
Yeah, well, Stephanie McMahon got RKO too.
yeah. But Nia Jax was recent, I think. Well, yeah, Stephanie McMahon. It's been like 4 years or so. Whenever Orton had legacy with him. Oh,
As far as that, that match, it was a good match. It was okay, but I guess I kind of liked that she had multiple personalities.
and she was out there rocking on the horse. I'm like, the hell?
Yeah, she got that little. She got her original personality, her
Oh,
Alexis
Miles,
personality, and
right.
what?
Miles pointed out Beth Phoenix got RKO last year. I didn't even think about. I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, because she slapped him, and
Oh
then
yeah.
he RKO'd.
Oh shoot, man, dang. I'll be forgetting about your rumbles, like for real. Um, liking the Alexa gimmick. It seems kind of weird when she turned back into the goddess, and then again she turned to, her, turned back into that fiend like persona type gimmick or whatever. Kind of got a little weird. So I mean,
Well, first she came down in like I don't know what they called it yet, because they really don't and gave it a name. She came down as that the playground, the playground form in a dress. You know, she
hmm,
was skipping down to the ring,
yeah,
and then she can't. Then she turned into the goddess in, when she was crying.
yeah, man. I was like, man, that's some
Then then then
weird
then she
stuff.
turned then she turned into the fiend form when she was about to do the Sister Abigail. Like I said, she got. I guess she got some more personalities than the original fiend.
I mean, the Fiend has three. Um, he has.
Oh yeah, you got the way bright.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got that one. Then you have that the cartoon is like, um,
well, he might have more than that. He probably got like 10 of them. Cause you remember
shoot.
he does like the exercise, and then he does multiple on in this playhouse. You remember when he does all those skits in the playhouse?
Yeah,
Yeah. So like I said, he got like multiple.
I wonder what.
That's why I
I
can't
wonder,
name them all, because when I think about it, he got multiple.
I wonder what it flash. I wonder what it like. I wonder what if like they did a flashback one time where Orton, had burned down the compound. Then you seen the old Bray Wyatt. But what if he appears up as his old self or whatever this Sunday at the Royal Rumble or something
Bro,
like that?
I don't know. I'll be tripping if he all of a sudden brings out the whole Wyatt family. I'm literally gonna trip out.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, I think AEW is gonna get Eric Rowan though, possibly.
I seen a whole bunch
But maybe
of
maybe Braun, maybe Braun. Or
I mean,
actually,
uh,
we may see the debut of Bo Dallas, as the Fiend, brother thing too.
well,
May see
yeah,
that.
I think so.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But that Alexa Bliss versus Oscar match tonight, at least Oscar kept her title. Like I said in my Raw preview video, um, that we had like that I had a feeling that Orton was going to return and do something to cost Alexa, the match. So that's what we definitely did see, tonight.
I told you they were gonna show his face. His face was burnt.
Man, I wonder
They,
was that real or is that like a good makeup type thing they do, not to
I
kill
think
Kate?
that was probably makeup. It looked like it was makeup. It looked like it was wax.
Yeah.
I hope it was wax, because if it wasn't, I feel sorry for his wife.
Yeah. I wonder if we're ever going to see another Firehouse Funhouse match as well.
I hope not. I don't know. The Firehouse Funhouse got burnt down.
Yeah, yeah, that's what.
The
I
compound got burnt down. So I mean,
wonder
so
if they're
how are
gonna
they
re.
gonna?
Wonder they probably gonna rebuild it. Shoot, who knows?
I don't know. They
But
think everybody forget about everything else. So probably.
yeah, well, yes, that would be. I guess that really did cover Raw. 1 out of 10 on the show today, you guys. I would have to give like the entire show of like the entire rating of Raw 1 out of 10. I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5. 8.2. Simple fact, because they kept on redoing matches, and only match I seen that was good was Sheamus versus Sheamus versus Miz and Morrison. They put up a great fight tonight, like just like last week, where Ricochet put up a good fight with AJ Styles. So that was like the same type good match on Raw that we seen last week. So tomorrow, you guys, make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all tune in because I'm going to be doing the WWE Royal Rumble uh predictions video. So make sure y'all check that out here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Get other people to subscribe as well, and view all my other content here on my channel. Um, so yeah, got a big week coming up, you guys. Shoot, we let's see, we got eight. I mean, we got a lot of wrestling coming on. We got AEW Dark. If y'all watch that, I normally watch a little bit of it for like a good 15 minutes. Then we got some of y'all watch Impact, some of y'all don't. We got that coming up. Then Wednesday we got NXT and AEW Dynamite. Thursday we don't have no wrestling come on. And then Friday we got SmackDown. And then Saturday nothing on. But leading up until Sunday at the Royal Rumble, we're gonna see what's definitely gonna happen there. So going to give my predictions and all that good stuff tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all leave comments down below in the comment box, and I would definitely give y'all my viewpoints. Uh, Appreciate the Tori for being here with us as usual, doing these previews and reviews and breaking news and rumors and headlines and all that stuff. So, I guess we're going to call it quits tonight, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com.